"You're outdated. We're done here," the CEO hissed. I nodded. Understood. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't argue. I stood, smoothed my jacket, and walked out like a man already erased. That was the moment the retirement trust activated its voting rights. I felt it in my bones, like a lock clicking open. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting. A single question ricocheted through the glass tower. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? But that's the end. The beginning was a house with morning light and my wife's laugh. She died on a Tuesday, quietly. No drama, just absence. The kind that rearranges rooms. The house still smelled like her tea. I stayed because staying felt like loyalty. He stayed because inheritance feels like gravity. My stepson had called me dad for 20 years. I taught him how to drive. I paid for his mistakes. I sat front row at graduations I didn't believe in, applauding futures I funded. I believed in him because believing was easier than auditing love. The will reading was clinical. Numbers read like weather reports. The house, the accounts, $27.5 million. All his. He didn't look at me when the lawyer spoke. He waited. Then he stood. "Find somewhere else to die," he said. Not angry, efficient. "You're useless now." The house didn't echo. It swallowed the words. I packed one bag. I took the watch my wife gave me on our 10th anniversary. He watched like a landlord overseeing turnover. That night, in a borrowed room with borrowed sheets, grief did what grief does. It softened me. Then it sharpened me. I started remembering things I had filed away as unimportant. The trust meetings my wife insisted I attend just in case. The addendum she made me sign when she was sick, smiling like she knew I'd try to argue. The shell company named after a flower she loved. The clause she underlined twice. I didn't cry. I planned. I reviewed statements. I listened to old voicemails. I pulled corporate filings at 3 a.m. and learned which men confuse noise with power. I visited the lawyer alone. He leaned back, amused, and asked if I'd even read the will. I smiled, for the first time since the funeral, because the will didn't give me money. It gave me control. My wife had moved her holdings quietly, levelly, into a retirement trust I chaired by default, a trust that held convertible voting rights tied to performance thresholds, thresholds the CEO had just crossed by firing me. The board thought I was ornamental. The stepson thought I was finished. They mistook patience for weakness. Common error. I watched them for days. Surveillance isn't cameras. It's timing. It's emails sent at midnight. It's the way a man touches a pen when he lies. I collected evidence without touching it. Let it age. Let it ripen. On Friday, the stepson threw a party in my house. My house. Music too loud for the walls my wife painted. I parked down the street and listened to laughter spill out like theft. Monday morning, the emergency meeting happened. I wasn't invited. I didn't need to be. At noon, the CEO called. His voice had lost its edges. "There's been confusion." "Understood," I said again. At 2, the lawyer called my stepson in. I was already there, seated, hands folded like a confession waiting to be heard. The lawyer laughed, not cruel, just incredulous. "Did you even read the will?" My stepson went pale. Blood drains fast when truth arrives early. The will said the house was a life estate. Mine. The money was his, conditionally. The conditions were performance, solvency, and conduct clauses tied to fiduciary standards. He had violated 3 in a week. Eviction of a beneficiary, misuse of assets, public disparagement that triggered a morality rider he didn't know existed. The trust reclaimed. The board reinstated me, then begged. The CEO resigned before sunset. The party ended with police lights reflecting off windows my wife loved. We met once more in the foyer. He didn't shout this time. He didn't speak at all. He handed me the keys. His hands shook. Power looks like confidence until it doesn't.
I didn't throw him out. I set terms. 30 days, counseling, repayment schedules, silence. Consequences are louder when they don't scream. Now, I sit in the study, watch ticking, house breathing again. I think about betrayal and how it arrives dressed as certainty. I think about revenge and how it's best served without heat. My wife knew me. She didn't give me weapons. She gave me levers. Justice isn't dramatic. It's precise. They said I was outdated. They said we were done. They were right about one thing. We were.